What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. We are back with an emergency stream. Brand new news from Floyd Mayweather. Unexpected news: Floyd Mayweather filing a lawsuit from former network Showtime. And his live stream, that is what I shall discuss. Yeah. What up? So, buckle up. I'm going to take you through it, and we're going to make it through the live stream. If you could, if you're getting any value from any of my content, as always, throw a like on the video, share, comment, engage, show the algorithm love. We a good boxing community. Let's go. Vladimir, what up? Isaiah Felix, my guy, what up? Troy Hutch, what up, Ego? Shout out to the army. Yeah. We here. I Fly Spirit. Let's go, champ. Absolutely. Oh. I would get started. I'm going to see if YouTube throw out a couple notifications. So we'll get started very shortly. This is news for some of y'all, so you don't want to miss what's going on. But in the meantime, carry on the conversation, hit the like. Mr. Superman, what up? Yeah, this news came out of left field. This was very bizarre for me. Juan said the money is running low. We're gonna talk about all aspects of it for sure, because I definitely have my take on it. Um, Paperwork lost in a flood. He's saying. Shout out from Ontario, yeah, California. Yo, let's get the likes up so we can get through it for the people who want to get started. I know a lot of people come early and they want to get started. I don't mind getting started, but we got to make it do what it do. Like Calvin Ford say, we got to do what we do. We got to do what we do too. He's been hanging out with the Haneys. Oh, wow. Somebody say he been hanging out with the Haneys too long. Wow. Yeah, this is not speculation. This is a real report from TMZ. Per TMZ Sports. They are the ones that broke the story. I will prove it. I will show receipts. Hey, yay, hey, yay. Can you be on the avenue? Shout out to Kenya B. She know about the avenue. All right, about one more minute, and I'm going to get started because it's not going to be a long stream. I know that. About one more minute. Get the likes up. Let's keep the conversation flowing. A lot to go over in this live. Me, the best in the business, and it's not even close. Alexa, stop. That was weird. Did y'all hear me say her name? She started talking in the background in the other room. That was creepy. I thought somebody was in the crib. Hold on. Hey, I don't like that. These devices be listening. They be listening with like what's going on in the room. I didn't even say her name though. That was weird. 30 seconds and then I'm going. I ain't got time to wait. Likes up 30 seconds. We gonna get it cracking. 25. 21. 18, 15, 11, 9, 5, 3, 2, 1, and we're up. Hey, yay, hey, yay. Floyd Money Mayweather, easy work. I ain't got to worry about it. Officially suing the people apparently that he did business with per TMZ Sports. Give me a second. I shall pull it up because I know y'all like y'all receipts. Y'all like me. Boom. TMZ Sports. You never know. Hit the like button, right? Boom. Y'all think it's a game. I don't be capping. I don't be capping. What happened? I be telling y'all the truth. Huh? Floyd suing Stephen Espinoza and Showtime. What on earth is going on? Boom. Floyd Mayweather sues Showtime. I'm missing hundreds of millions of dollars. They got a picture of Floyd and it says Showtime, right? What on earth? Um, Floyd Mayweather says he made $1 billion in earnings over his legendary career, but the 50-0 fighter claims all the money didn't make it to his bank account, and now he's suing Showtime, claiming they played a big role in his ex-manager screwing him out of hundreds of millions of dollars. In the lawsuit filed by Floyd in California, obtained by TMZ Sports, Mayweather says he is gunning to, quote, recover hundreds of millions of dollars in misappropriated funds and damages resulting from a long running and elaborate scheme of financial fraud allegedly perpetrated by his longtime advisor, Al Heyman. Now he's claiming Heyman got substantial participation and aid from Showtime and Showtime president Stephen Espinoza. Showtime and Espinoza are listed as defendants while Al Heyman is not being sued. Floyd claims Al Heyman, with whom he worked for over a decade, misappropriated a significant portion of his career earnings to the tune of $340 million. And he said he did so with the help of Showtime and Stephen Espinoza. Mayweather says the money is still missing and unaccounted for. In the lawsuit, Mayweather references his biggest fights with Pacquiao, with Conor McGregor, alleging Showtime and Espinoza effectively delivered money owed to Floyd directly into Al Heyman's hands by sending accounts essentially controlled by Al Heyman. Years later, after the undefeated boxer switched managers and his new team asked for Showtime's books, which Floyd claims the network told him were lost in a flood or weren't accessible. Mayweather is suing Showtime and Stephen Espinoza, aiding and abetting breach of fiduciary duty, civil conspiracy to commit fraud, conversion, and unjust enrichment. In addition to $340 million, Mayweather is also seeking punitive damages. Reach for comment. Mayweather's attorney Bobby Samini predicted victory, saying Floyd is one of the biggest pay-per-view draws. He generated hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue for Showtime. Mr. Mayweather now takes this fight to the courtroom to recover what he's rightfully earned. Retiring undefeated at 50-0, Mr. Mayweather will go the distance in the courtroom like he has done in the ring. What on earth is going on? Boom. Boom. A tale as old as time, bruh spent all the dough. I don't know, like, to be honest, I don't know what to think. They obviously have to go through what they got to go through legally. But if you're asking me, this sounds like what my man just said, Alexander. That's what it sounds like. I'm going to put him on the screen. Now, again, this is allegedly. Everything must be legally determined in the court. These are just people's opinions. But Alexander says, a tale as old as time, bruh spent all the dough. Yeah, like, for me, it's looking real fishy. For example, here are the things that come up for Boxingego. You worked alongside with Showtime, and this was like a decade plus after you left HBO or whatever. It was a 6-fight deal. You even did the Conor McGregor fight, which I don't think was included in that 6 fight, because I believe the 6 fight ended in the Berto fight. So then you went back with him and did the second biggest grossing fight, or top 2 grossing fights for you, the Conor McGregor fight with Showtime, with Stephen Espnioza, right? And everything was peachy. So you served your 6-fight deal with them, right? Then you retired, then you came back, and then you did the Conor McGregor fight, which grossed a lot of money, right? And then I was at the Mayweather McGregor fight, right? I went to it. That fight happened a minute ago. I want to say 2017. Yeah. August 26, 2017. So if you look at it right now, the fight almost happened 10 years ago. I went there. So I know. You know what I mean? We're in 2026. The fight was almost 10 years ago. So that was your last kind of big known about paycheck almost 10 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So, which means you would have had to survive off of any new income that you have, or like whatever you made from like exhibitions and stuff like that. So I gotta be honest, it does sound a little bit fishy for me, because if you're like when you hear Floyd and he's like, I'm well off, I could retire, I don't ever have to come back. My kids, everybody, we don't have to do nothing. Like, right? You hear Floyd do what he do, and he be like, I'm well off, I never have to fight again. Okay, if that's the case, then why would you be doing exhibitions? Like, who wants to put their body through boxing when you spent 20 plus years in boxing, dedicated your life, went through the grueling trainings? You know, why continue to do that? Well, honestly, why would you continue to do that? And then you had Gervonta Tank Davis, and that fizzled out, and he went off with Al Heyman and continued to fight, of course, and is still in his career, right? Tank news coming soon. So your biggest star with Mayweather Promotions, the biggest star, you no longer have. Kind of like Golden Boy lost Canelo. That's all fact. They lost Canelo. Golden Boy has Virgil Ortiz suing them. These are all facts. So, like, if you had, what, I don't know who's at fault there. I don't. It's not my business. But if you kept Tank, he's this generation's kind of version of you. Not saying they're identical, but he can make you some money. But then for whatever reason, he says you're a hater and he left and he wasn't happy with his situation. This is all stuff you can go and kind of research, right? So then you could have just been making money with Tank and building your new stars. But a lot of the people like Richardson Hitchens, he went on to Keith Connolly and Comey. Floyd also got rid of Ellerby at some point, maybe for working with Tank. You know what I mean? So to be honest, a lot of the recent moves from Floyd has been a little weird. Then there were reports. These are just reports, not confirmed, but these are reports where rumblings in the boxing, like for example, his mansion in Vegas was listed. That part is not a report. I seen there's a page and I seen the listing for his house. I don't know if it's sold, but your house in Vegas, you were trying to sell it, and whatever you pay for it, I think based on the economy, you're having to take a haircut. Like if you pay, I don't know the actual numbers, so don't quote me on this, but if you paid 12 million for it, your listing was like 6, which is like that means you paid more for the house when you bought it than the current economy and the current appraisal. You see what I'm saying? So these all spell like potential problematic. Then we were hearing stories that Floyd Mayweather was trapped in Dubai or something. Remember? They were saying that Floyd owed hella money to X, Y, and Z, allegedly. I'm going to keep saying that because I have to protect myself. But allegedly, they were saying you were being held like until you paid back some debt that you owed, blah, blah, blah. Right? This is everything I'm saying is documented. You even have boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, and he did an interview, and Eddie Hearn was like, I don't know that Floyd Mayweather has the money he says he has. This is what Eddie Hearn said. So Eddie Hearn, he's in the industry, he's connected. So I don't know if he heard rumblings of something, like heard, oh man, Floyd going through it or whatever. But Eddie Hearn felt the need to put that on wax, and he did it. And you guys can find it. I don't lie about anything that I say. So now it looks a little bit like it kind of caught everybody by surprise that the people you work with and seem like Dream Team, the Avengers, now you're claiming they, backdoored you and went around you and did all this stuff and kept your money. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Floyd was scammed over 300 million plus it's fact. How you know? Who are you? Who are you to know somebody else's pockets? Like what you got to do with it? Y'all just be talking. See, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for the little gossipy stuff. I'm telling y'all facts. I'm telling you everything that went on. Y'all just talking. Y'all don't know what you talking about. It is a common thing in boxing where promoters and networks owe fighters money. Again, you got a lot of people right now, they're bumping their gums. They don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, promoters have owed fighters money historically. So what does that mean? So that's like saying, "Oh, there's been documented cases in Hollywood where people have done X, Y, and Z to actresses or actors or whatever. So it had to happen here." You still got to go to court and prove everything you're saying against a network. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I'm very curious to see how this play out. Very curious because Showtime was owned by Viacom, is owned by Paramount, right? Paramount just did this deal with Dana White and Zuffa Boxing, and allegedly Paramount got like 1 million new subscribers from the UFC Paddy the Baddy fight with Justin Gaethje. So Showtime is now defunct, but that's the network that Floyd was on. So you're going up against a giant, Al Heyman, Espinoza, Showtime and Paramount. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how this plays out, people. Diddy want hey, block these people. Well, what does Diddy have to do with anything here? Bro, that is not how the court works. So Floyd could be like, "Oh, I need some money because Diddy won." What are you even talking about? What does Diddy have to do? Diddy, whatever Diddy is in courts for, had nothing to do with what this is. So again, you're just talking. You talking about Diddy. That's how I can tell when there's an internet dude. What does Diddy have to do with anything? So we've been hearing like rumors and statements that allegedly Floyd was having some type of financial woes or whatever. Poor thing has ADHD. Kenya, man, talk to him. He talking about Diddy. What blood? What? Why you bringing up Diddy blood? Like Diddy. What does Diddy got to do with this blood? What are you talking about, bro? Like, what does Diddy got to do with these dudes? Be weird. We talking about Street Fighter 2. Oh, Donkey Kong. But what about Donkey Kong? What does Donkey Kong got to do with Guile and M. Bison? You just randomly saying randomness. Diddy. What does Diddy got to do with this? Hey, shout out to my brother Sura, Chicago Garfield Park Boxing. Nobody. Yeah, man. We'll see how it all play out. That's all I got to say. But it sounded a little bit suspicious to me. I'm not gonna lie to you, kid. It sounds suspicious. Cause on the same TMZ article, these are the related articles. Floyd Mayweather says he could return to the ring for a pro fight. So this was before you sued Showtime and Espinoza, right? Floyd says he could return to the ring for a pro fight and risk his 50-0 record. Then it says the dealership fires back at Floyd Mayweather after boxer sues over 1.2 Maybach. Floyd Mayweather sends a warning to Mayweather fitness clubs, shape up or get sued, right? So I don't know what's going on lately. A lot seems to have changed. So we were hearing about like Mayweather clubs were not doing great or closing. Um, Floyd kept talking about coming back and fighting, could risk his record. Like, that don't sound like, hey, y'all, I'm worth $1 billion. What you know about Garfield Park, Ego? Man, my boy Sura from Garfield Park, he repping the Garfield Park boxing. What you mean? If I know Sura, I know Garfield Park boxing. Let's go. Ohio runs boxing. Salute. Make sure y'all follow him on social media too. Yeah. $10. Much love. I appreciate you. Keep working. Keep grinding. Bro, everybody is suing everybody. Devin Haney suing his BM, facts. Floyd suing Espinoza and Showtime, facts. You got Virgil Ortiz suing Golden Boy and De La Hoya, facts, right? Dana White in the UFC being sued by a former fighter for like antitrust, whatever, fighter complaints, facts. A lot of lawsuits going on right now in combat sports. There's a lot. These boxing promoters are snakes. I don't put them past that. Bro, you could never be a judge because you haven't even heard the case and you've already formulated. You couldn't be a judge. You couldn't be a juror. You don't know what's going on. All you know is whatever I just read to you from TMZ, and you've already formulated an opinion on what happened. How do you know Al Heyman and Showtime and Espinoza did these things? Because Floyd said it. That's why they got to go to court. So a lot of y'all are prematurely jumping the gun like, oh, I knew it. These boxing promoters are snakes. Based on what? Y'all just like to hear yourself talk. Oh my gosh. I'm going to correct you and then I'm going to block you. If y'all want to play this game, let's play the game. I'll answer. I'll take any newcomer, and I'm going to block you after I cook you. Okay, so this is the first guy that got to get cooked. How you know Floyd is broke? You assuming too. Block him, and I'll explain why. Sura, get him out of here. He says, how do you know that Floyd is broke? You are assuming. I didn't assume anything. I said there were reports and there were rumors. So how is that me assuming? Because I told you there were reports and rumors and what Eddie Hearn said and that Floyd listed his mansion in Vegas, right? That is not me assuming anything. That is absolute fact. Block, I talk, you listen. You don't talk because you about to get blocked. Block him. Get him out of here. They try to say one last thing before they get blocked. I can't wait. Hey, get this chump off the screen. Yeah, he got to go. Yeah, put the money. We got to put the money back on the screen. Yeah, I'm going to put Ohio Run Boxing back on the screen. Oh, y'all can't see him. He must be blocked already. Oh, you got, I can only see him, but y'all can't see him because he's already blocked. That's what that is. Okay, so you're already blocked. No, so my bad. I didn't even know. He a ghost. So what happens is when I hide the username, y'all can't see him, but they exist. No one can see his comments though. But because I'm the content creators, my channel, I can still see their comments. But y'all can't see it. That's why y'all can't block him. Because he's already been blocked. So now I don't even care anymore because the comments, even if you leave 1 million comments, they can't see you. So I don't care. I'm just going to ignore you now. Bro, how you get blocked and you almost got blocked again? My shooters was on you, boy. You can leave as many comments as you want as long as my audience can't see you, we good. Shout out to Ohio Runs Boxing. So have fun talking to yourself. Anywho, back to it. Sorry y'all had to witness that. I was talking to a ghost. It's okay. We already blocked him. I had to talk to a ghost real quick. Ohio runs boxing. Let's go. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happened next. Um, Out of left field, I didn't picture this happening. It seemed like they were a tight unit. It's funny. I'm gonna tell y'all. He kept leaving comments, so then I re-blocked him on my end, so now I can't see his comments at all, cause you kept talking. You was better off just being like, man, I'm in the chat. My opinion is not any longer tolerated because I've already been blocked in the past. But he kept trying to talk spicy, not knowing I have a way to still block you permanently from even my end, which I just did. So, hey, yay. This forewarning goes to all that doubt Boxingego, who believe the blocketh need not apply to them. Bro, the block is coming for you. I'm going to block all y'all in 2026 that try to oppress and create confusion in my chat. You're in the shadow realm. The shadow realm, my guy. Anyway, back to it. I don't know. Floyd got to figure it out. Is what it is. I don't really have much to say because I don't even know. We will blocketh you. Yeah, blocketh. All you haters, we will blocketh you. Oh, I've come to blocketh you. We having a party. Oh, yeah, we having a block party. Hit the likes up. Listen, there's no content creator on God's green earth in my niche that is like Boxingego. I am the best that's ever lived, the best in the business, and it's not even close. And I'm going to give y'all a show, and I'm going to keep giving y'all a show. 2026, I'm going to have more blocks than Hakeem Olajuwon. I promise you. I'm the new Mutombo, rest in peace. I'm Mutombo. I'm Hakeem. I'm about to have a record for blocks because I am so laser focused on the channel that it's not even serious. I mean, it's not even funny. It's definitely serious. Showtime, they're a tough competitor. Yeah, he gonna be saying that if he loses in the court. He go, I underestimated Al Heyman, PBC, Showtime, the old Hungry Lion. You got 50 Cent making fun of it on his social media. It's a mess, bro. 2026, year of the lawsuit. The block is hot. The block is hot, hot, hot. So I don't know how any of this will play out. We have to wait and see. But unfortunate, sad to see. It looked like they were a good team, and then, I guess all the good things must come to an end. People have been questioning Floyd's financial behavior for years. Or yeah. And then now this adds to it. You know, my thing is this is like, if you like, what person is worth a billy but want to keep boxing? Like, you don't see like Richard Branson or nobody like Tim Cook. They ain't trying to influence her box and stuff like that. And I'm not clowning boxing, but I'm saying who if your money is like that and you're not frivolously spending and stuff, I don't know who wants to keep boxing and keep fighting. Like, for real, for real. Even Sugar Ray Robinson had to come back past his prime for money too. Man, boxers, it's unfortunate because we hear a lot of times these like situations where like Mike Tyson had it all, 30 million, 50 million in one night, and then ends up losing it. You know what I mean? And then he had to get it back, and like the life of a boxer, man. I think a lot of people live above their means. You know what I mean? And like you have to look at even Floyd. I don't know what his finances are. I don't know how this plays out, but we know the flash and the lifestyle and the lavish lifestyle and all that type of stuff has been on full display, especially in the money made portion of your career. So flying PJs and stuff, all that gas for the fuel, all that stuff add up. So what happens is where here's the thing, because I've seen a lot of celebrities kind of go through like financial woes in this regard. Like I've seen actors, right, and you're on a hit TV show, and you're making so much money per episode that your whole lifestyle is paid for. Everything's gravy. Like you making 150K an episode or whatever, right? Cool. But then the show get canceled or something above and beyond. Now everything you've acquired and all your monthly expenses with no new show or no new um, financials or job or whatever to supplement what you just lost, then that's where it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem because suddenly the lifestyle that you had set up, if you don't find something to replace it, then you end up depleting the money you already have and saved without getting new. Floyd, his last pro fight was probably what? Conor McGregor, 2017. So here and there fighting Deji and like Rizon and Tenshin Nasukawa. I don't know how much they were paying him, but probably wasn't what he got to fight, obviously, Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. So, and then on top of that, if you have spending habits, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Floyd might be rich man broke, not poor man broke. Yeah, there's a difference. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, there's a lot of people, celebrities, they're not broke like they're about to be under a bridge homeless, but they can't sustain they can't substantiate the life that they created for themselves. Like I gotta downsize and get rid of this house. I gotta close this restaurant. That type of stuff. Champagne taste with beer money. Old saying about living above your means. Yeah, I don't see the allure in that for real, for real. Like impress a bunch of people. Like who you trying to impress? Like for me, I don't care. I don't care what people say. Hey, Joaquin, what up? TB Ego, absolutely. So yeah, we gotta see how it all play out, but it's just unfortunate all across the board for me. I gotta downsize to 10 houses, or yeah. So that's the latest with Floyd, and we'll see how the courts feel about it and whatever. But you're going against a conglomerate, like unless there's some kind of exception where you're not going against Paramount or Viacom, which I think at least you would have to go through them if you're suing Showtime. Like people don't understand how lawsuits really work. A lawsuit, you have like if you accuse someone of something, the burden is on you to prove what you're saying. And my thing is this: the article says you try to get some paperwork. I didn't even know he wasn't with Al Heyman. Did y'all know that? According to this article, it said his new manager or something. Did y'all know that? Yes or no? I want to know who was ahead of the curve. So that right there is news to me. But then now, okay, you got rid of Leonard Ellerby, so it probably was um around the same time. To be honest, and then you're trying to recover hundreds of millions of dollars in misappropriated funds and damages. I don't know. We'll see. We have to see how you even establish that. Because my thing is this: if it existed and you know and have proof of it to the point where you can prove it in a court of law, then why did it take this long for you to see that your money wasn't right? Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Like, how did you just now figure out if what you're alleging, how did you just figure it out now? I get you 100% ego. So, like, because when he was fighting against John Gotti III, it never said Al Heyman and Showtime and Espinoza. None of I specifically would look at those flyers and it didn't say nothing about PBC, it didn't say nothing about Showtime. So I would have to surmise that you working with a company Rise On in Japan, that probably didn't have nothing to do with Al or Stephen Espinoza or you fighting Deji. I don't think because you were fighting on DAZN and stuff like that. So I don't think you had nothing to do with or those fights weren't put together by Al Heyman. So what? Your last fight that we can recall that was put forth by Showtime, because Showtime went out of business a couple years ago. Not out of business, but stopped in way of like boxing coverage. So it's not making sense to me, right? Showtime been out of boxing for a couple years, and your last known fight where we know Al Heyman and Espinoza were involved was Conor McGregor. That was August of 2017. So that's literally 9 years ago. I forgot he fought Deji. I didn't. So your new manager, new accountant, it took him 9 years to figure out you were being shafted and like money was owed to you that allegedly they didn't pay you. Ego, it raised eyebrows when he was fighting on DAZN. Hey, shout out to my boy Ohio Runs Boxing. He out here cooking. He said keep grinding. My boy Marcus, Ohio Runs Boxing. $10 in the Cash App. I appreciate you. So yeah, I feel like I would need clarity there. I need clarity to see why it took 9 years if you got a new accountant, new CPA, a new manager or whatever. Why it took 9 years to figure out your old team or whatever swindled you. Maybe his new manager went through everything and seen he wasn't fully paid out. Yeah, but that's all speculation. So, see, that's what y'all are good for on the internet. Y'all want to speculate a bunch of stuff. I'm asking questions, and then y'all start typing a bunch of stuff. Oh, ego. And you start typing a bunch of stuff on what you think. You don't have the answer. You ain't got the answers. Houseway. How? You ain't got the answers, bro. So, just like me, you're in the dark, but then you're trying to act like you know or have this like reason or rationale we all should be listening to, but you just made that up. His new manager went through everything, but then the article says the new manager tried to contact him to get some old paperwork, and they said they lost it in the flood. So what you're saying still don't really add up with what's being reported. If the paperwork was lost in the flood, then how you know all this money is missing? That's what I'm saying. This court case gonna have to fill in those blanks for us. Not a bunch of people that have nothing to do with it that never made the million, and then they're guessing online in my comment section on what happened. I want to know how this happened. So I'll definitely be tapped into this court case because I want to see who did what, you know what I mean? And what I don't have a side. I don't know what happened. All I know is what's being reported. And I'm telling you my personal opinion. See, I've been in boxing so long, can't nobody sue me. You can't sue me for defamation because I'm aware of my content and what I say. You know what I mean? That you ain't nobody in boxing ever served me with no cease and desist or threatened me with no lawsuit like that. You know why? Because they can't. They would lose. Because I don't step out of bounds. If I don't know, I don't pretend to know. I use the proper verbiage like allegedly because I don't know what happened. So I'll be like, Gervonta Davis is accused of dot dot dot. Allegedly, the victim is claiming allegedly he did this. I know how to talk, right? So can't nobody say, and when it's my own personal opinion, I make that reflect. I let the record show on my videos, hey, this don't add up to me personally. I'm very clear about what's part of the news report versus what's my own personal opinion. And you have a hard time suing me for my personal opinion when I'm not even saying it on no violation stuff. I'm saying there's elements of this that don't really add up to me, and I'm expressing that. So what you gonna sue? Oh, defamation. How's it defamation? Because I'm asking questions. You see what I'm talking about? Defamation is if I said guilty, not guilty, you did this, you're blah, 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 and I start accusing you of stuff that is not the case and telling that to my audience. I have not done that because, again, you're not going to catch me lacking. I've been doing this too long to not know how to speak on this mic. I could do this in my sleep if I wanted to, right? So apparently, I'm not the only one that feels there are things that are bizarre about this. Boxing Scene put up this report. Floyd files a multi-million-dollar suit against Stephen Espnioza. Right? But the article is written by Jake Donovan, but on Twitter, a Boxing Scene writer was like, let me pull it up because, again, I don't want to paraphrase. These are legal matters, so I got to protect the integrity of myself and my channel and my likeness. So I don't like to speculate, and I don't like to speak and paraphrase and use loose language because we're talking about real life people and real life legal matters. So, boom. Something doesn't smell right in Mayweather's lawsuit of Showtime. This is boxing reporter Lance Pugmire. So I can't be the only one that feels this way because Boxing Scene, they talking about something don't smell right. Like what's going on. So that's what's being reported. Now I haven't read all of this article, but they obviously mirror my sentiments. Boxing Scene reached out to all parties involved. The messages were unreturned. The article goes on to say Showtime continued to do boxing business with Mayweather Promotions, both during and long after the boxer's incredible career. The platform ultimately bowed out of the boxing business in 2023 and no longer exists as a standalone on the network, have since rolled out the Paramount Plus, which I already went over, right? So that's the year that they got out. The year they did Crawford and Errol Spence, the year they did Ryan Garcia and Tank Gervonta Davis, that's the year they got out the business at the conclusion of that year where they put boxing down, all right? So, again, this is what I'm saying. Showtime continued to do business with Mayweather Promotions. So you were like really were working with these people for a while. You know what I mean? You mean like you were working with them. Everything was like seemingly fine in the Conor McGregor fight. Like you had $100 million check that Floyd. And see, all this is gonna come out in court, so I ain't worried about it. Floyd literally posted on Instagram $100 million check and said he ain't cashed it, and I have it on my computer somewhere. So you seemed apparently to me at the time, you seemed like you were content with the business you were doing. So that's why I'm saying it's news to me that there are reports of you having financial issues and financial woes, and your mansion goes on the market, and then now you're saying the team did wrong by you. That's the part that we got to get clarity on. And that's what the court is for. Both people present their sides. Here's what I have, and here's what I know, and here's this. But I'm trying to see how we got from here to here, because right now it don't really, for me, it don't add up. And then Floyd doing all them videos with the Grand Theft Auto garage of cars and stuff like that. It seemed like the people, again, from the outside looking in, looked like they was taking care of you and paying you and da 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 da. But then Floyd, it might be because like, Floyd came in at his generation, and now he's getting to see like Canelo's and Crawford. They're getting like big, crazy checks for that level of fight. You have Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, Usyk still getting like huge deals in boxing. Wilder made great money with Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? But that's because they're a little bit younger than Floyd. So they're at a generation where the sponsorships, the paychecks, Saudi Arabia came in as a player. There's a different time. So everybody, the new people are making a lot of money. You know what I mean? And then if your biggest paychecks were 9+ years removed, Pacquiao fight was in 2015. So the 2015, that's over 10 years at this point. It's 2026. And then you fought McGregor 2017. So you probably had to survive off of whatever earnings you've had from that point. And then when you start adding in the lavish stuff and paying for stuff and traveling and stuff and taxes, I don't know. We're gonna see. He's suing for 340 million plus punitive damages. Yeah, like I said, I don't got. It's a legal case, so I can't really speak on it too much, other than the facts. That's what I'm here for. I'm a content creator. When there's more facts available, then that's when I'll be able to state more. But that's just what's going on right now. Let me know what you guys think. I will be back with some more heat. But Floyd's claiming he's missing hundreds of millions of dollars. And Showtime, was hiding money or something. And the other thing that's super weird, the other thing that's super weird from my perspective, right, on this whole lawsuit thing, is why is Al Heyman mentioned in the TMZ article but not listed as one of the people? Why is he not a plaintiff? Somebody explain that. Somebody that knows the legal law. I mean, why Al Heyman ain't why he not one of the defendants? Floyd is the plaintiff. Like, why is it Espinoza in Showtime, but then the article is bringing up Al Heyman? Why he not in the law? Why are you not going at him direct? That's what I'm saying. Something seemed weird about this. If you're saying Showtime backdoored you and trickled money to Al Heyman or whatever, why he not a defendant? Mayweather is dyslexic for real. This white boy isn't the only one who played on Floyd. Espinoza working with GTD after Floyd ended his biz with Showtime. An audit will show indiscretions. What? Is Floyd versus Mike Tyson still happening? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's getting too weird out here, y'all. I don't know. That's another thing that seemed weird. Like, why would you be fighting Mike Tyson? Why are you fighting Mike Tyson? Like, you're really finna fight a heavyweight? All this stuff, it seemed too weird for me. I can't wrap my head around it. Shakur can't touch Tank. Free Al Heyman, undefeated. Tank, $2. Oh wow, I appreciate you. Yeah, y'all let me know in the comment section. But it's too much going on. For more boxing news, definitely subscribe to your boy. I'll be back.